Okay, I was mumbling so badly and whispering to not wake him in the other two videos. I don't think anyone is gonna hear that. Hold on. I'm gonna have to tell you that again. Basically, the idea was, as far as doing these, like a show or whatever, like a news, like how do you deliver the news, like not in a way that's and information in a way that is makes it clear that what's happening on your all your other news, including online, is badly distorting your sense of reality. And the two things that we figured out, we um, it would be cool to do a model, me, you, him, who the hell, like this is what we think news and information would look like in a free, intelligent adult society, given what's happening. The way we're talking, the tone, the information. But it would be like totally unfamiliar. Like it would be like this is really this is the this is the way it would look if you lived in reality. Like do it. And it don't like right, and just speak for itself. Because then you could have like, let's say we come up with conversation. Some say, oh man, who do you watch? I watch Alex Jones, or yes, FEMA camp. Who do you watch? Oh man, I watch David. I go to Alien. Okay, oh and then I watch Bill O'Reilly. Man, I love the news. Okay, oh, who do you watch? Well, I lately I mainly just watch like uh, Teddy Barova and Rapunzel Phillips. Like that's basically all I watch ever. Who are they? Oh, you don't know about that? Like a lot of people are into it. Yeah, it's this thing on YouTube. Oh, what are they into? What are their opinions? Like, you just gotta watch it. It's really just the way they're talking about it is what I like. I really can't watch anything else after that. It's the way they're talking about it. Also, the information is different than I've ever gotten, and I realized like I wasn't getting any information before. It's just that's all I watch. Sort of hard to explain. It's just something I watch. Everyone I know watches it. Once you watch it, it's like almost impossible to watch anything else. Wow, what are they doing? I don't know. It's just the way they're talking about it. I just wasn't ever able to watch anything else anymore. I'm not sure why. Maybe you should check it out. I don't know. It's something subtle. Really, just make like this is how like serious people giving information to people, and maybe something. This is what it would look like, and like it'll be such a contrast. It'll clear like the circuses that people think are information, and that's one. But also like, and I want to start working on this idea of like how would you give information? Because I looked like at all the different things in the channel, and they're all giving information in ways that are kind of demanded as far as like, of course people are asleep and angry and this and that, and nothing's changing. Like, it's on so many levels. The speed they're talking at, the type of information, the discourse, like every level of it is like, this is not the way to give information, nor to tell people anything. Like I'm almost under the impression that that hasn't been thought of. The what is being concerned, like because I did the same thing. Like when I was gonna make my tube show, did I all think of like what would be the best way to get you the information you need so you can remember it, so you can put it into action? No. I was thinking about like the way I talk, think when I raise the consciousness, the last thing I thought of was like, well, what actual word combinations do you need? How will they help you? How can we build on that? What would I have needed? No, I don't. They don't think that, and I wasn't thinking that. I'd love to give that a try. Like me, who some bunch of people like just come on and do a thing like this is how you give information. This is how you talk about things. Like if we, this would be what we would, this is what you'd be informed by, and it would just look like that's. It would be different on a bunch of levels, but it would also just be kind of simple. But it would show that every single place people get information from is for 5-year-olds. And I think that's what I'm trying to understand. I think all these criticisms of the news of themselves are kind of mind control. It's not propaganda. It's not conspiracy. It's not hate mongering. Those are cover words for something. It's infantilizing. Like it's something like a little kid would watch. That's what it is. It really is. Don't call it hate mongering. Don't call it fear mongering. Like, that's not fear mongering. It's like it's what's scary is that like right like this is like only a child like wouldn't like it doesn't this is not a it has like a childlike thing to it on all levels. I said about those Alex Jones ones like he's referencing information that I did see in its technical form that did drive me psychotic. Wait, but how's he presenting it? I looked at it online. That's like a little kid's thing. What? Let me tell you something. I grew up on horror movies. That thing is. That's not even for like a 5-year-old. Like that isn't like. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's not anything. Like really, none of this is serious. I never realized it before until I tried this. Like, what am I doing that's ridiculous? And I'm like, whoa, I know what they're doing is ridiculous. Like, right, like, that's not even how you give information. Like, holy shit. But the other point I made is gonna run out is, this issue of emotional tone. What is the proper emotional tone to give news and information? It's not obvious, but I'll tell you a couple that are really childlike. Across the board, we should walk out of the room or turn it off if anyone giving the news or information or talking about this is angry. Do you know why? It's not just fake. That is like childlike because like anger suggests they must not know where we are or they must be a little boy or something. Like this is a situation as far as political where to say like I'm gonna get them. I wouldn't do that because I know who's looking at me. Are you going to get me, little boy? What are you going to do? Like they are looking at you sadistically. Like, what do you think you look like, raging at the government or whatever? Like, I know it's a little boy. I mean, it doesn't look real. Now, if you want it, but it also implies it's fake. It implies you can get mad. You better get mad. Really? Like, you better be careful. Like, you might get shot. No, the proper tone would be one of, like, militant, I would say militant, with some fear. Anything else, I'll tell you one that's also bullshit is the emotional one. Like, this faux, like, that's a propaganda. Like, this, a young black boy was shot. That's propaganda. Do you know why? Do you have any idea what's going on in this country and other places? Do you have any idea? Like, why don't I care that a black kid was gunned down? Because I live in reality. Are you finding that upsetting? Do you have any idea where we are, what's happening? Like, I even blink. I mean, why is that emotionally upsetting to you? Do you not know about anything? Where do you think we are? That emotional tone about things that are like, is that something that, I mean, it doesn't really make sense. And people do this to me all the time. Like, how could you not be upset about that? Like, because I know about everything else. Like, I don't know what like, your upset tells me you're either disturbed, lying, acting, or really asleep. I mean, I'm saying, like, people who know where we are, what's happening, are in a state of mind that I would say that At this point, the defense mechanisms are so sophisticated. Look, 9/11, I didn't give a fuck. I didn't. But it's like 'cause I don't care. It's because from living here, living this way, this, that, the other, like, the mechanisms of defense are so sophisticated that I'm not too bothered by anything. But it's because I live in reality. What is this, like, this happened, like, that happened, like, I don't really understand. We must not know where we are. It's like, we're in the, that's fake too. Somber or militant or any emoting is like, what is this? Like, we've known for a long time what's happening to the talk. They don't do it in other countries. We look ridiculous. Ah, ah. In other countries, they're like, look, what are we going to do? I know, the Americans are feeling and crying and screaming. What are we going to do about this? Like, we're like acting. It's a country full of actors are they're crying again. Like, yo, what are you going to do about all this? Let's go here, let's go here. Like, they're not angry, they're not emoting. They just say, what should we do? Like the liberal American actors, like, you're poor people, like, excuse me, like, be this sort of personality, like, we're trying to figure out what we would like to do. How can you not feel anything? Like, we're not feeling like we're going to, like, act. And it was this emoting has to stop. It has to be like, we all have to be in a state of grace. Anyone giving the news, like, listen to me, like, I don't know what this is. Like, I realize like, that's what it is. Like, when people who are, like, focused, anything else is vaudeville. The tone of what's actually going on. Like, the people giving the information have to be in the space that represents it. If you're doing a big show, like, it's creepy, distorted, and ridiculous. We shouldn't do this. Like, I've learned just on a level of like, oh boy, it's the whole tone of the way everything is. And no more conspiracy theories. Like, this is I'm so pissed. Change the tone.